Ladies and gentlemen, boys and enemies, welcome back to Hellstormwargaming. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name's Mikey. Welcome to this live stream. Hello. Apologies. I've been having a couple of internet issues again. I've just upgraded my internet, been sent a new router, and now it's like intermittent. Fucking Sky, bro. You can't win, can you? You can't win. No matter what, something happens. Something just out of your control happens all the time. So, hello, welcome in. My name's Mike. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Hope you all had a wonderful Monday. Did anyone get out of work this morning due to the Amazon Web Services being down all morning? What the shit, Brennan? Dude, what the actual fuck? Good evening to Brennan in particular. What a fucking legend. He's getting gifted 20 memberships to the channel today. What a fucking boy. Yo, Brennan, thank you so much for the 20 gifted. I really appreciate you. It's a huge thank you. You're a legend. Thank you. I'm going to add you to our Crux Terminatus box giveaway. Since you gifted 20 memberships, I'm going to add you 20 times. And I'll be honest, mate, it's not even close at how many times your name shows up compared to everyone else's. It's not even close, dude. If you didn't know, all of this month, well, for the next 2.5 weeks now, every time someone gifts, every time someone super chats, every time someone super thanks on the channel, you are being added to a list of names for the Crux Terminatus box giveaway. So if you'd like to be involved, support the channel, really appreciate it. We've got one secured. Which should be good, which is very good. But it'll be shipped anywhere in the world, free of charge if you do win. But yeah, every time you super chat and become a member, if you are a member, you're already in, unless you're on the gifted tier. If you are a gifted membership, appreciate the fact that you've just been gifted a membership. Enjoy the Discord, especially when Discord in chat. If you are a gifted tier, you won't be entered, okay? So you have to become a member or gift a membership or super chat. That's the plan. Mercenary, thank you for the 2, really appreciate it. I'll get you in, yeah? You're in. We've currently got your number 69, Mercenary. So there's currently 69 entrants, which isn't a lot considering the Crux Terminatus box, as I've kind of been thinking, is just going on pre-order this weekend and got announced yesterday that it's coming out. I don't have one to preview, just want to get that out of the way, that's not the one I'm giving away, but we have one in the bag ready to go. So if you would like to win a Crux Terminatus box set, support the channel, and it's a big thank you. It's a big thank you to you for being a legend, especially to Brennan, who's gifted 20 memberships. Absolute Chad. I'll laugh so hard if he doesn't win. I mean, that's kind of the fun of it, right? You've got to be in it to win it, but just because you've in it loads doesn't mean you've guaranteed one. You've got more chances. So if you'd like to support the channel, please do. But out of those 69, I think Brennan's like 40 at the minute. Trolling! Thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Holy shit, dude. What a fucking legend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 in for you, dude. Really appreciate you. And Andy. Thank you. And Andy. Thank you, Andy Tech Dad, for the gifted membership as well. So basically, every membership that you gift, I'll put you in. Every super chat you get in, I'll get you in. If you gift 20, I'll put you in 20 times. So thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. I won't lie, chat. There's not a lot of drama to cover. We kind of covered a lot of the drama over last week. So the plan this week is, I thought what we could do today's plan. Thank you to Parasocial again for helping out with the old video ideas. If you are a Parasocial tier, that counts as 5 entries as well. So Parasocials have already got 5 entries to the giveaway, no matter what happens. Justice, thank you for the gifted, dude. I really appreciate you. Really appreciate you, dude. What a legend. So yeah, so if you're a Parasocial already, you've been given 5 entries instead of 1. Everyone else has got 1. So yeah, there's not a lot of drama happening in the past couple of days because I've kind of covered it all last week. Again, we had like a high drama week, and then we had like a mid drama week, and now we're in no drama week. And I didn't want to start any this time. So I thought today what we could do is we now have every single 40k codex released. Every single 40k codex is playable now. As far as I'm aware, there might be a few detachments here and there, but armies-wise, there are no more releases, you know? There aren't any. There's probably going to be new models. There's probably going to be a new detachment. There's probably going to be new characters. Models are going to get redone. But as it stands, no new armies. No big codex drops or anything like that. Unless they go, here's a brand new codex, you know? So I thought we could rank the release of each codex or each army. And you guys can vote and enter. And we got a tier list, but I'm not going to be like, this one I think is S tier. I will give you my opinion. And maybe if you're completely wrong, I'll change it. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of go, what do you guys think? So that's the plan today. Well, got an idea for stream. Do you think that of yourself? I literally said thank you to Parasocial. Mike, thank you for the 2, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the 2. Mike Arthur. So yeah, shout out to the Parasocial. I'll be coming with the idea. I didn't have anything to stream about. Again, we kind of covered the biggest news over the weekend. And then it's been a nightmare this morning because I was like, oh, well, there's no news, so I'll edit. And then I couldn't edit because of the Amazon Web Service thing. And then I've had issues with that all day, so I've been a bit like just struggling to know what to do for today. So we're going to drink some lovely G Fuel, though. Exclamation point G Fuel in chat if you want to get some clean energy drinks. I just realised I'm covered in Cloud's hair. I was like, why is my t-shirt dusty? I was like, oh, it's not G Fuel, it's Cloud, my cat. Oh, yes. The perfect scoop. We love that. No Discord notification. I mean, I've only just been live, so I haven't started the topic yet, so not just yet. But yeah, so I thought what we'd do is I could give you a history lesson of like what happened with the Codex. And then we could do like what got released with the Codex as well, and then we can decide whether they're good or not. White hair dog means all my black shirts are covered. Yeah, I'm just like covered in Cloud's hair because they have like a fun game of climbing the clothes horse, like the clothes dryer thing. So they love climbing it and getting to the top and wobbling, then jumping off. So it's just been a fucking nightmare. I think BCP uses AWS. Yeah, who was affected by AWS this morning? Like, if you didn't know, Amazon Web Services were completely down. I've been on tech support all day for my editing software because the login for the software that I use to edit with, that uses AWS as well. So it's just been a fucking nightmare. Oh, blue raspberry today. Blue raspberry. I have a friend trying to fix it, where he works for Amazon Web Services. I work in a bank that uses it nightmare. Oh, fucking hell. Another friend at Amazon who's been bored all day. I suppose without Amazon Web Services, Amazon's pretty shite. How did the deliveries work? They couldn't do next day delivery. They didn't know what was happening. Yeah, fucking crazy. So yeah, fucking weird day. I was like, oh, shall I do this, 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 or this? And then I started doing one, and then I realised I couldn't do any of them. The only thing I do is paint, because I'm going to a tournament this weekend, chat. Last of the Summer Wine Hammer. I'm going to a tournament, and I need to finish my Storm Raven. I keep thinking I'm going to do like, you know, like, because sometimes I paint stuff for videos, which there are painting videos being edited, but also that was an issue this morning because of Amazon. I paint a lot for like tournaments and just for fun and just for games and stuff. I don't always paint for videos. I'm thinking I might do like little, I don't know, like what's on the, I don't know, can't think of anything else, but like member only what's on the table type videos, you know what I mean? Like, here's the shit I'm painting. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. For members only, which I thought might be quite fun. I don't want to do like a big massive vlog, but maybe like a quick edited video, just like, this is what's on my table this week because this is what I'm doing, you know? These are the videos I'm working on. this is the thing I'm painting for fun. This is the thing I'm painting for a tournament. You know? So I thought that might be quite cool. But like the Storm Raven, fucking hell. It's just massive. That's the problem I was having last night. It's just fucking massive. Look at the state of it. It's just a chunk. It's just a chunk. And the metallics look shit because it's only got one layer of paint on it. So, but yeah, I also printed this little stand as like a flight stand holder. So it's from Colts, from the purple site, sorry. It's just like a little stand for your painting this, which I thought was quite cute. So I can like hold it whilst I'm painting. You know, it's better rather than like a flight stand. It's like a painting handle. So which is pretty sick. But yeah, like it's a fucking state. The metallics look so bad. But then I'm like, oh my god, there's so much to do. There's so many panels to highlight. I've washed it all. I've like recess shaded it, but I did it with Caribou Crimson. And after my fucking doing my knights all with enamels. After doing fucking the knights with like enamels and oil washers, fuck, I don't think I'm ever going to use a normal wash again. I'm never going to use an oil wash again. It was fucking shit. Like I gloss varnished it and I tried to be careful with Caribou Crimson, but got it everywhere. And then trying to clean it up, I was like scrubbing the gloss varnish off. I was like, this is shit. This is so shit. All the hobbyist progress ends up on a big motivator for mine. Yeah. Like a cutting room floor behind the scenes. Yeah, maybe because I started doing it. If I missed the stream, I started doing member only videos. You know, if I was like, oh, I can't stream tonight because XYZ, so I'll do a video instead. I might just do it anyway, just like here and there for members, because I love members. Members are so cool. And I like it when people become members because then I can give them a Crux Turbinatus box set. So if you didn't know, if you just tuned in, thank you, appreciate you. Let me just tell my Discord that I've gone live. Big stream ranking every 40k Codex release. Also big giveaway. Members are handsome and smart. That's true. That's true. Don't ever forget it. Members are handsome and smart. That's what I would say. Especially the people who gift memberships. If you just tuned in and wondering why I talk about giveaway, it's because I'm giving away the Crux Turbinatus box to anyone who gifts a membership. So I'll be taking your names, taking a list. I'm checking it twice. We're at 77 now. We were at 69, but that has long gone now. We're at 77 entrants. If you gift a membership, super chat, support the channel in any way, basically, you will be in for a chance to win. If you're already a member, as long as you are not a gifted tier, then you are in the giveaway. If you are gifted, that likely means that you've been gifted a membership rather than actually paying for a membership, which means you won't be in. But if you were already gifted, you wanted to pay it forward, you'll get one in. If you're lower tier, you're already in. If you're higher tier, you're already in. If you're parasocial, you got 5. Parasocial has already got 5 entrants, so which haven't been added on yet. I'll be doing them at the end of the month when the giveaway actually happens to keep it nice and exciting. So, but Games Workshop, like I said, speaking of Crux Turbinatus, they have shown off exactly what's coming out this weekend. So fucking much. And there was something that was quite interesting about this box. One, my internet's going quite slow, so hopefully the streams are going okay. Oh, that's not correct. That's my main monitor. You don't want to see that. You want to see this. There we go. This is the Crux Turbinatus box set that's coming out. This is what we're giving away. So it's 15 Terminators. 10 of them being the new Assault Terminators, a Terminator Captain, a Terminator Ancient, which is also new, and a Terminator Chaplain. Now, what's interesting is it says you get, what is it? The Crux Turbinatus Battle Force is the first place to get the brand new Assault Terminators, which come with enough options to build 2 sets of 5 with either Thunder Hammers or Storm Shields, or a pair of Lightning Claws. It comes with this guy, the Ancient, and then it doesn't say it comes. Oh, and then it says it also comes with an Ancient, a Terminator Captain, a Terminator Chaplain, and 5 multi-part Terminators. But the picture they've actually put on the snap fit Terminators from Leviathan. Which is quite funny. I thought that was quite funny. Like Andy pointed this out last night. But yeah, these are the snap fit Terminators. And I think this is a Photoshop error. As far as I'm aware, this is a Photoshop error. Because I think if you actually search for this and look at like another picture. Yeah, if you look at this one. Not what I wanted to do. I want to look at this picture. If you look at this picture, this is not the snap fit one. This is the multi-part kit. So I don't know what they're trying to do. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. So they're being a bit funny with that one. Yo, Des! Thank you for the 5 gifted, dude. Let me get you in the giveaway.
Gifted members.
Thank you so much, dude. Thank you for the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Evil Advisor. Thank you for the gifted as well, dude. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. That's on Des with the 5 gifted. What a fucking generous twat. What a generous boy. I don't know why I called him a twat, but there we go. He's very generous, though, that's for sure. And Evil Advisors, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone who's supporting the channel. This is, I didn't realise just how much you wanted Terminators, but I guess we're going to give away a lot of Terminators. So yeah, so I think it comes in multi-part, which also means, chat, this box is misleading, alright? I don't know if I need to bother making a video out of it. Maybe I do it anyway, because people might not see it. This box does not have 10 Assault Terminators in. It has 15. You're a grateful dickhead. Thank you, mate. Are we out of great names? No. I don't think so. Maybe not in chat, though. Actually, no, there's not. There's a guy called Marcus who's great. This actually has 15 Assault Terminators in because there's 2 boxes of Assault Terminators. And each box comes with 5 Thunderhammer Storm Shield and 5 Lightning Claws. So you could just take these ones. Take these ones and give them whatever you've got spare from your other 10. You know? You could build another 5 with Thunderhammers or another 5 with Lightning Claws. Now, you can't get 15 of the same loadout, but you can get 10 and 5. Which does mean with 2 boxes, you get, you know, 30 Assault Terminators with 15 of each. You know? I don't think you need that many, to be honest. To be honest, I don't think you need that many Terminators, but you do you. You know what I mean? You do you. Maybe you do like Terminators. Maybe you're running Emperor's Shield as a detachment. But yeah, if these come with 5 and 5, then these 5 are just 5 more Assault Terminators, right? Like, surely. It'd be interesting to see if their rules update. Yeah, like I think the big question now is, obviously, along with Crux Terminatus, there's like an ancient. There's Marnius Calgar. There's Cato Sicarius. There's the new Victrix. None of this has rules as it stands, you know? We're actually talking about it in the Discord today, especially with Discord in chat, is that realistically, Assault Terminators Ancient don't need more rules. Their rules do work perfectly fine. They already have rules. They don't need to change. Marnius, though. Marnius, his current data sheet is it's Gravis, right? Which also isn't that much of an issue. But his current data sheet comes with 2 Victrix Honor Guard, you know. So his data sheet doesn't work if he's in Terminator armor. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't think like the profile's going to change. I don't think Gauntlets of Ultramar are going to be damage 16 in shooting. I don't think the combat profile is going to be damage 25 per swing and be 95 attacks. But like his rules, his data sheet doesn't work because he won't come with Victrix Honor Guard. He'll be solo. He won't have Honor Guard of McCrag, which gives him a 4+ Fin of Pain, whilst the Victrix Honor Guard is alive. I think Inspiring Leader and Master Tactician will remain the same. I think that's perfectly fine. But also, he can't attach to Terminators as far as I'm aware. You know? He can't attach to Terminators, this one. So then he's got to be able to attach to Terminators because he did Terminator armor, you know? It probably won't have the Gravis keyword either. So this one definitely needs an update. Or, potentially, are they going to keep this Manius Calgar and then have 2 Manius Calgars? Because this isn't Manius Calgar, it's Manius Calgar in Armor of Antilochus. Antilochus. Are we going to see 2 data sheets? One for Manius Calgar with Victrix on a guard. And then 2, one with Manius Calgar in Armor of Antilochus. Are we about to see 2 profiles? You know what I mean? Now, we did have that with Araman in 8th edition and 9th edition, where you could take Araman and Araman of Nisk, but you could never take more than one, obviously. But then they got rid of Araman off disc. Now you can only take him on disc, you know? So they've tried to clear that up, it feels like. So are we about to see 2 profiles? Are we going to see this one as the new one? I honestly think we'll see this one as the new one. I don't know if they'll keep selling Manius. I think the big tell will be on Warhammer.com right now, see if you can still buy it. Calgar had 2 profiles in 8th. He did. So Manius has gone from the website now. So that kind of tells me that he's getting replaced, you know? That tells me he's getting replaced because Manius doesn't show up anymore. So, like, he's going to get an updated data sheet. Is it going to be wildly different, or is it just going to be like, yeah, you just don't get the 2 free guys anymore? You know? You don't get the 2 freebies anymore. He's just on his own. But then Kato potentially gets an updated data sheet. Again, he already has a data sheet. But, like, maybe he gets an updated one because he's, like, crossed the Rubicon. But sometimes they don't bother doing that. And then Victrix are a brand new unit. What the fuck are these going to do? The rule snippet says he can join almost any unit. Oh yeah, look at that. The Israeli Terminator armor suit incorporates a Gauntlets of Ultramar, and Calgar operates it with enough agility that it can join almost any infantry squad the Ultramarines choose to field in the battle. So maybe he can still attach to Gravis. Calgar probably gains Deep Strike. Yeah, he doesn't have Deep Strike right now, ironically. So yeah, what are Victrix Honor Guard going to do? That's the thing. Because are they going to be like Blade Guard? Are they going to be like Inner Circle Companions? Are they going to be the company heroes? Because you can run them as a company champion, a banner, and a guy. You know? Are they going to be like Company Heroes 2.0? -1 to hit, wound, damage, fight first, +1 OC. 7 wounds each. Are they going to have built-in runs? Unlikely. But yeah, we don't know what they're going to do yet. Now, the other question was, chat, what if there's another detachment? Hear me out. Hear me out. What if there's a new detachment? Gladiator Task Force. Gladiator Task Force 2.0 Electric Boogaloo. Gladiator Task Force, we've got to get more tasks, Marty, you know? Gladiator Task Force just finished in Electrical Among Us, you know? Is there going to be a new Ultramarines detachment coming out with this? We've not heard anything. We've not heard anything as of yet. But it could be funny if there's a new Ultramarine specific detachment that's like Gladiator Task Force 2, you know? Gladiator Task Force, dude, where's my Terminators? They didn't do one for the Harlequins or Krieg releases, but who knows? No, but obviously we've had loads of Space Marine ones right now. What about one more? You know? What about the Ultramarines? Don't have their own detachment when every other chapter does. Don't forget this is equal attention Ultramarines at this point. But yeah, I can personally see an Ultra Easy detachment coming out, being rewritten from Gladius Task Force, and it's just like steroids. You know? Just Ultramarines on steroids. But I like the look of these. I think the models look really nice. The thing to do with it is these helmets have and always will be the best helmets Space Marines can wear. You know? The fucking Eagles. You know? The fucking Imperial Eagle is a face mask. Absolutely fucking beast. Were they always called Victrix Guard? Victrix Honor Guard? Were they always called that? I don't think they were. They were? Okay. I suppose Marnius came with Victrix Guard once upon a time, didn't he? Just like he did, and then doesn't. Now he doesn't again. You know, it'll be funny, chat. It'll just be Gladius Task Force with the old broken bolt of discipline. Literally run Desolation Marines in units of 10. Oh, bro, imagine. Imagine. The thing is with it is, you know, like Inner Circle companions. You know, Inner Circle companions, the Dark Angel one. You know, what's really funny is you can see that this banner. You know, this banner looks really cool, right? It's a cool banner. 40mm base, quite a tall banner. This banner does shit all. This banner doesn't have rules. I don't know if you knew that. It doesn't give you +1 OC. It doesn't give you, like, sticky objectives. It doesn't give you, like, fucking nothing. It looks cool, yeah, but it doesn't do anything in the game. In-game, right, if we're talking about rules specifically, you are at a detriment for building one with a banner, you know, because you can't hide them as easily. Like this guy, just got his sword up, whatever. Don't get me wrong, the banner looks cool, don't disagree. I'm not trying to say it doesn't look cool, because that would be idiotic of me, but it doesn't do anything. Do you think this banner's going to do anything? Or do you think it's just a painting project? You know? They've got the biggest Space Marine, the biggest banner probably ever made in terms of, like, held by infantry. Do you think it'll do anything? Or do you think it'll just be like, yeah, there you go, you got a banner, cool. He's still got a power weapon. He's probably got a bolter on his backside somewhere. What if this does fuck all? It'll win you a Slayer sword. I think it's going to take a lot for me to win a Slayer sword. Like, actually thinking about a project. Get in the way, that's what it'll do. Yeah. +1 leadership test within 6. Yeah, but that would be cool if the Victrix Honor Guard, not the Victrix, the Inner Circle one did. But it doesn't. And that's the thing. I'm worried about, like, what the contact points are. Because if it's just the pole, this is getting broken off so bad. All of that sounds so ridiculous that I had to go check the data sheet myself. And sure enough, it has no rules. It's not a piece of war gear. Yeah, I wasn't lying. Imagine I'm just talking about my arse. Imagine I'm just talking out my arse, bro. I'm just like, yeah, you know this fucking banner in the second companions? It gives them +5 OC, but I'm going to be like, nah, it doesn't do anything. Yo, Gary, thanks for the £2, mate. It's going to give you amazing +1 OC. Is it, though? Like I said, it's not like the Inner Circle Companion one does anything. Do they have OC2? I think they might already have OC2 built in. They just don't need a banner to prove it. Yeah, they do have OC2 naturally. It's like they forgot to give it a banner. Ricky! Thanks for becoming a member, dude. Did you become a member yourself? I'll let you in. Welcome to our giveaway. If you'd like to win this big box set, thank you, Ricky. You're in, dude. These ultra breeds, they get ultra rules. Ultra breeds, ironically, don't really get anything special. This is the first time they've had, like, I know they've always had Manius and they've had Gulliman. You know, they have a Primarch. But, like, they don't get that many, like, individual releases. They've only had 2 characters, you know? Since when? Since 2000s? How do you win the box? Dan, if you gift a membership, you are entered. Every membership you gift or super chat, you will entered into to win the Crux Terminators box set. I think Gulliman's pretty special. Gulliman's a pretty special release, but it's not like Ultramarines get loads of releases because they had Calgar and then they had Gulliman, which was 7th edition. And then they've not had any release since, you know? Like the latest release was Calgar, which is like 2018. Min value super chat. If it's less than £1, I'm going to tell you to go away. If you send 2 though, that's great. Let's say £2 minimum. Because that's the same price as a membership then. Yo, Dan! Thank you for the gifted, dude. Oh, they did have Tiggy. I forgot about Tiggy.
Gifted member.
Uriel, Titus, Tiggy. Oh, fuck, you got me there. Does Titus count? Does Titus count? Bring back Talion Cause! Thank you for 37 months, dude! Get you in the giveaway.
Rejoined. Cuz 40k celebrates 37 months of membership.
Thank you,
Bring
dude.
back Talion.
Talion's cool. I got that model as well. Titus is like a character release that got Ultramarine rules, right? Does that count as an Ultramarines release? Yeah, you got me there. Fucking got me. Like give face! I can be a member, dude! You're in the giveaway as well, my friend.
Member, Lord Gitface celebrates 58 months of membership.
What a legend.
But they paint all the Marines blue so ultras get all the release. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing
Thank
emoji.
you for the 58 months, dude. You're almost a fucking 5 years. Titus is legitimately pretty decent. Yeah, but it was a video game release, wasn't he? I forgot about Tigerius, though. Well, who came out first, Tigerius or Calgar? Was it Calgar, then Tigerius later, or at the same time? Well, the fuck is £1 real currency upkeep warrior. Thank you for the donation, dude. It's real currency. Chaplain Cassius. Chaplain Cassius. We're talking about Chaplain Cassius, whose one came out in Deathwatch, but the actual Chaplain Cassius model came out when? Fourth edition. 4th edition, or if you wanted to play funny buggers and say plastic, 7th edition. You know? He's not even Primaris, chap. I've just thought, though, what was the guy on the bike's name from Deathwatch? He didn't get them all Indomitus. No. He's just a guy. Just a guy. Is this not just a new guy? I just thought, what's his name? Jetek Siberia. That doesn't sound right, but I'm going to search it. Oh god, he's actually called Jetek Siberia. Isn't this just the new character they released like a week ago? You know, just missing the Gatling cannon. What was it called? Saboden. Corporate wants you to find the difference in these two pictures. Same guy, bro. Very similar model. Did they get J.K. Rowling to name him? Looks like it. Looks like it, dude. So yeah, I'm excited to see what these do. I imagine they're going to be similar to Inner Circle Companions, to be honest. Because that's basically what Inner Circle Companions are, is they're bodyguards. So they have subtract 1 from the hit roll while the character's attached. And then they have, every time they target a character unit, add 1 to the hit roll. I think they're going to have something similar. They might have the -1 to hit or -1 to wound. Bobby G, Calgar, Tigerius, Titus, Uriel, Ventress, Sicarius, old ones were Sergeant Tellian, Sergeant Cronus, Chaplain Cassius. Yeah, they're all like old, right? The newer ones, outside of, I suppose I forgot about Titus and Tigerius, you know. So really they've had 3 characters. They didn't get Titus because Ultramarines are favorite. They got Titus because that was making so much money. You know? So they've had, like, to be fair, they've had 4 characters. 1 last year. But that was with Space Marine 2. So I was like, does that one actually count? But they did have Uriel Ventress, which I forgot about. And they did have Tigerius, which I forgot about. But, like, I don't think Ultramarines get special treatment. I just, like, every Marine box is painted like an Ultramarine because that's their colour. You know what I mean? That's just, like, what Games Workshop do. They're just Ultramarines because they're the Ultramarines. They're the poster boy of the box, of the gate. The whole company is an Ultramarine as a poster boy. You know what I mean? You think of Warhammer, you think of an Ultramarine. But that doesn't mean Ultramarines get loads of releases. I think they've actually had quite... not many as they're like Ultramarine specific, but Space Marines get a lot, you know. It's still wild to me that they didn't give the bolt gun chap a miniature or any of the rogue trader NPCs. GW really dropping the ball on brand synergy for that kind of stuff so much. Yeah, I think if you think about like lead up time to make things, I don't think they expected it with bolt gun. I don't think they expected rogue. Is rogue trader that popular? I think it's quite popular. I don't think it's a huge game, but like this time with Titus, they saw that. You know what I mean? They saw just how much money they made. So I think that'll change now. I think with Dawn of War, we'll see something huge. But also, they won't make like a first... They probably won't make a firstborn character. And Milam Kaido kind of was. Road Trade is a big game in a small niche. Yeah, exactly. I don't think... It's not... Like, Space Marine 2... They kind of had precedent because Space Marine 1 was pretty big. You know? Have I missed something here? Okay. Yeah, like Space Marine had the precedent of Space Marine 2 having a model release, had the precedent of Space Marine 1. So, like, yeah, I think they'll just do it all the time now. I think every game they'll have miniatures come out with it. I still feel like, at least going to 11th edition, the idea of First Boys going away with everything is just Space Marines in Mark. Yeah, definitely. Definitely agree. I do agree that the idea of, like, Firstborn versus Primaris is like an old idea now. If we don't get Blood Raven's tire models, I'm going to riot. Well, they did that already, and maybe some dickhead will be like, well, it didn't sell very well. You know? It didn't sell. You know, they did a tie-in already, and it didn't do well. It was supposed to be a splash release. Fucking hell, this paint job, bro. This fucking paint job, dude. I wish I could fucking zoom on shit. This fucking paint job was so bad. God. Awful paint job. Like, their colour composition, in my opinion, absolutely terrible. Like, why paint red armour and then a red cape? You know? Like, why do red armour that's pink and then a red cape? He doesn't have a red cape. He has a black cape. You know? Not like mine. Because the head was bad, chat, but the head was bad because it was painted shit. You know? It was painted so bad. Where's, Here it is. Now, this is a paint job. Now, this is a paint job, dude. This is mine. Me? Not me. You? The guy she tells you not to worry about. I'm not as good of a painter as, like, fucking Forge World, but, like, the colour compositions are so much better, in my opinion. You know? The colour composition is just so much better. Like, look at the fucking state. Look at the state. Pink compared to Beast. You know? That rich red, yeah. What do you think Reliquary Red was built on? Rich, beautiful red. Like, no, like, the application of paint is better on here than here. But, like, look at the head compared to this one. You know what I mean? It looks like a dude. It doesn't look like fucking Abe Simpson from Simpsons. It looks like a dude. It's fucked up. You know? It's just a bad paint job. I don't know what they've done. It's bad. Oh, it's bad photography. You know? This is just really bad photography compared to this, you know? I'm not trying to say I'm a better painter, but just like the color combo is just much better in my opinion. Why did they paint his eyes on his cheeks? Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. He's got quite a tall forehead, don't get me wrong. But like, what's going on here? Why is he so like washed out? Whereas if you give him some colour, and he's actually got like quite a recessed eye. You know? Quite a recessed eyeball compared to this. Like, it's like weird because they've tried to paint like reflection or the camera's reflected on it or something. And it just looks odd. You know? So that one's mine anyway. That was taken a few years ago. But it's one of my favourite model paint jobs ever. And I don't think it's that good anymore. So yeah, Beast model. So because of this one, I don't think they'll do it again. I think the other problem is they painted the trim of the shoulder pads bone. I think it looks so weird. You know, it just looks weird. Just some of the choices here are very odd. Someone went to town and had a lot of fun. I think the base looks sick. Someone that went to town had a lot of fun with it, but like the color combos is just off. So it's a shame because it's a nice model. It is a nice model. It's just got terrible history because of that. So, what else is in there? That was when I took a picture of every model in my army. These bad boys. Oof. By the old Nicholas. By the old Mr. Lambo. Oh, look at that. Look at that beast. Can't unsee it, Abe Simpson. Yeah, literally. Clearly need some colour forge. Yeah, they do. Yeah, these are paid by Mr. Lambo. Painted by Mr. Lambo. This is for when I took a picture of every model in my army and they made a video about it. And then it was for an article during lockdown and then they never used it for some reason. Beast. Beast. Oh, chat, I'm on my detour again. I'm on my detour. This is on my desk. Look at the fucking... Look how cool that is. Look at that photography move. Look at that photography move. Look at all the old books. My address on there. Nope. Look at all the old books. I'll show you my old front room. Oh, beast. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's probably tripled inside this. It's probably tripled inside this bad boy. I've even got fucking tactical marines to juice the numbers here. And all the scouts. Oh, so it's probably tripled. Except, that's legends. That's legends. These don't get used. He is in the sea somewhere. He's in the Gibraltar Sea. Probably. And all these scouts are fucking dog shit as well. And you don't use him anymore. You don't use him anymore. You don't really use him anymore. Rip the war suit. Yeah, exactly. Don't use him anymore. Ah, what a great time. What a great time. That's dated when it was. This was April 2020. Probably in Barak's personal collection. Yeah, more than likely, dude. Yeah, I took a picture of every model I own for Space Marines. Just with my iPhone, these, chat. Aren't they good pictures? Kinda. Hell yeah, that was me. I sculpted my own beard. I sculpted this head. Well, it's a base head, but I sculpted the hair on it. You know, how cool's that? That's when I used to put my hair up. Hellstorm, because I wrote him too close. Did the beard, did ginger in the beard and everything. Look at the ginger beard, bro. How's your collection grown since then? I have added quite a lot to it, but I wouldn't know, like, in terms of, like, points and stuff. I'd probably say it's, like, because I've had to take loads out of it, it's probably just double. Not, like, an insane amount. It's probably doubled since then. But, like, it would be a lot higher if everything that wasn't in Legends. You know? Oh, that's Marines. Oh! That's Lane Dempsey. No, it isn't. It's me in 2020. Look at that. Oh, I got Smash Captain. Hell yeah, dude. What's this? Oh! Oh! Ah! Look at those Centurions! Oh! Not like these fucking poses these days. I took 18 Centurions to a tournament. I took 18 Centurions to a tournament when they were good. When they were actually decent. Not like now. Oh, look at that eagle head look. Look at that eagle head, dude. Oh, yes, king. Yes, king. Look at it. Ah, what a great time to be alive. What a great time to be alive. Oh, look at this guy. When are you going to add a tier to name miniatures after chat members? If there's demand, I could do that. If there's demand for it, I could do it. Looks like a Doctor Who monster. Who this? Brutal. Then there's my Sergeant Cyrus conversion. All these are so dusty. I should have dusted them before these pictures. My Sergeant Cyrus conversion. Hell yeah, dude. Look at that. He's back. I made him Primaris in 2020. Look at that. 2020 I made him Primaris. Not like Games Workshop. They did it this year. Shitheads. Bastards. Can a scout be called Frantic Bacon? Yeah. Oh, look at those aggressors. With the proper helmets. With proper helmets when we're a proper country. These helmets when we're a proper country, chat. Not like now. Hell yeah, dude. Right, chat. I've kind of stalled for an hour. I don't know why. I'm just on a tangent now. I've got so many intercessors. Nick has paid so many of my intercessors. It's ridiculous. Yo! Papaya Pariah with the coaching from Mikey! For 18 months, dude!
Papa Uriah celebrates 18
Papa Uriah!
For duty.
Papa Pariah. Our highest tier, who's going to get so many entries to our giveaway. Papaya Pariah, you're going to get 10, bro. You got 10 entries, dude. Holy shit, gifted 10 as well. What the shit, dude? Dude, what the fuck? It comes in, drops in 18 months at our highest tier and 10 gifted. What the shit? What the living fuck? Fucking hell. Dude, thank you so much. I'm just reminiscing about Blood Ravens as I do every day. I'm just pledging my allegiance to the Blood Ravens. Thank you for the 10 gifted, and thank you for our highest tier membership for 18 months. I don't want to be in the giveaway. Give it to someone else. Tough, you're in the giveaway. Tough, you're in the giveaway. You're in 20 times. If you win, you can say, redo it. I'll redraw. Yeah, Lambo did a great job on these. Oh, this is it. This is peak. I painted this. This is what they call peak Warhammer. You can give it to me. Yeah, it's true. Love Pappy Pariah. This is peak, dude. Have you tried Libraries Conclave? I have on stream, actually. But it was our Jingle Jammer game. So my Repulse Executioner and 10 Sternguard got deleted because someone donated to charity. This is what we call peak Warhammer. I love that helmet. I managed to rescue this helmet out of that model. But this is peak. This is so good. I love this. It's a Custodes banner. That was it. A venerable dreadnought with a Custodes banner. Libraries Conclave is legitimately so fun. It is sick, yeah. It is fun. And then more peak. Look at this bad boy. Hell yeah, dude. Peak Warhammer. Double Storm Cannon Leviathans. Peak Warhammer. Ultramarines never get model releases, chat. Ultramarines never get model releases, bro. Just never happens. And then these bad boy. Anyone recognize these librarians? This one's had quite a conversion though. Hell yeah, they're so dusty. They're so dusty. I don't know why I didn't dust these. Look at that bad boy. So this is from Dark Vengeance, where they came with a cool hooded librarian. So dusty they could be thousands subs. Brilliant. So yeah, this is these are from Dark Vengeance, but I converted them with different arms. And now I use this one as a Phobos librarian. I was putting him on a 40mm base and made him really tall. It works so well. Peak Warhammer. Ah, great time. Great time had by all. Just love Blood Ravens. That's what we say. Say it, chat. Just love Blood Ravens. So I've gone on a tangent. Sorry, I was just enjoying it. I want to do another army showcase where I show all my Blood Ravens that are still current. And dusted. Dusted. I keep them in sealed boxes now. JLBR, that's me, mate. That's me, bro. Right, chat. Right. You might have been here at the start of the stream, but I'm going to repeat myself now. Do one for your legends. Yeah, my current Bloodraven army, 15 minutes. My Bloodraven army that's been legend, 3 hours and 45 minutes. Do a retrospective, all your models, and then remove all the ones that are no longer valid or legal. A lot of them I don't have anymore. They've been repurposed, you know. old Legends models tend to get repurposed. Like, all my old Contemptors, they're in my... Well, I suppose they're not being repainted, but, like, they're in my Custodes army now. Thunderfire Cannons. I think we sold some for the studio. I think I sold a lot of my old Legends stuff for the studio move as well. You might have been here at the start of the stream, but you might realise that in 40k now, we are nearing the end of 10th edition. We are on the train, and the train keeps chugging, and the train is chugging to buy new edition, get loads of new people in, for them to fall out with it 6 months later, for everyone to complain for 3 years, and then the cycle starts again. But the cycle has been, we've had a whole bunch of releases for the past 2.5 years. We have about 7 or 8 months left of 10th edition, if the 3-year cycle continues, which, you know, as it stands, currently will do. However, every single codex, every single faction has had a codex release this year, you know. Not this year. Every single faction has had a codex release this edition. Now, unless there's something crazy, like a new army brought out next year, which I think is unlikely considering we've had a couple of quite large faction releases this edition. We're probably going to see new models. We're probably going to see new detachments. We're probably going to see refreshes of things. We're probably going to see things go. We're probably going to see things come in. But I don't think we're going to see any more factions released or any more codexes. Like, this is, I could be wrong, but I just don't think we're going to see that. I think we're just going to see, like we've seen with the Space Marines release, kind of lots of, like, maybe a lot of refreshes, but not new factions. What about Vastra and Dark Mech? They could announce a new faction for all I know, but we had Emperor's Children this year. You know? So, are they going to release... Are they going to release another new faction in 3 years? Maybe. So what I thought we could do, since we are at the end of the edition, we are nearing in the end of release, I have a tier list with every single faction. Excuse Emperor's Children, I couldn't find their icons. I don't think they have one. We've got every single faction, and I thought me and you chat could go through each faction and rank how good we thought they were. How good is this faction? I.e., not how strong is it in the meta. Oh, it's so good in the meta, that means it's sick. No, how good was the release? Did it make a big splash? Did it have loads of cool models? Was it a fun codex? Was it actually ideal? You know? Imagine getting a codex. Well, we have for Deathwatch. Like now. Yeah, so like, for example, Death Guard, when they came out, they got 1 new character. That's pretty poor, but they were pretty broken. That's pretty fun. That did make a big splash. You know? Whereas, I don't know. Imperial Knights. When their codex actually came out, they got 1 new model, which was a bit of meh. And then that was it. Nothing really, they kind of just died a death. Actually, it was detrimental for them to get a codex. Where Titan Legions, that's not a codex. Do you think they're going to release a Titan Legions codex? So we need a ranking. We got S. It was perfect. It was perfect. You know that video?
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
This is S rank. What's the other memes? You know? Whereas, like, I mean, it was alright.
I mean, it's alright, like...
You know? That could be A. I mean, it's alright. No, maybe we do. A B can be, I mean, it's alright. What's the other one? Come on, chat, you can do that. James Franco eating the cake in Spider-Man.
Would you like a piece of chocolate? Hi, Pete.
This ain't it. This ain't it. Bro, this ain't it. Approve Knuckles. Okay. This one, you mean? Didn't mean to click that. Sorry. Knuckle approves video girls, game girls. All right, this one.
Approved.
That's A rank, right?
Happy birthday approved. I don't know.
A could be Knuckles approved. And then C, we can have just bad. What we're going to do is bad. Bad meme. Rubbish. Trash. Trash meme. I'm trying to think of the other ones they use. Side-eye monkey meme. What year is it? What year is it, bro? What was that? Ranking, YouTube, meme. Let me see if we can just find it. That was it. That was it.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard. Everyone's laughing, by the way, but
It's the biggest piece of dog shit. This is the template
it's the
chat.
biggest
Have you
piece
seen
of dog
this?
shit that I have ever heard. Everyone's laughing, by the way, but it's true because everybody's heard it too.
Hey, that's pretty good.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
That's why he's everything. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Just cool. That
It's the biggest piece of dog shit. C. It's the biggest piece of... I spelled piece wrong. Okay, chat. There's our ranking system. S. It was perfect. A. Approved. I mean, it's alright. And then it's the biggest piece of dog shit. Feels like jumping the gun putting it at C. Why are we putting it at C? Because YouTube chat only has 4 options. So we have 27 codexes. We're going to do this for about an hour. Do this until 9. And then we might pick it back up on Wednesday. But we have all of these factions. And I thought we could go through and let you decide what we had with each codex. Like, was it good? Was it fun? Did it have cool release? Did it have a cool model? Did it have cool rules? Did it do anything exciting for the faction? Or was it the biggest piece of dog shit, like The Rock says? Let's start out with a poll. Let's try this out, see if we can get it going. Let's start a poll. How good was the 1,000 Suns release? If you think it didn't have a lot of models, but it was pretty fun made a big splash in the meta, which was pretty cool. Doing reverse release so we can remember the most recent ones. I'm just gonna go through. I'm gonna go through in order because I don't want to do any priority. So you should be able to vote now. So the thing is with 1,000 Suns is that they got no models, as far as I'm aware. As far as I can remember. No, they got no models, did they? No, they got the Sekitar robots. Oh my god. I forgot they're so not known. They're so not used that I forgot they existed. For their release, they got the Sekitar robots, which were some of the worst model releases in terms of popularity ever. I've never seen them on the table, except for when I printed them out and used them. The artwork was sick. The infiltrating stealth. Yeah, they had it. They have infiltrating stealth. They are like shooty, or they have a claw, which is mediocre at best. So like, in terms of model release, pretty poo. They were scale run, yeah. Model release, pretty awful. However, rules-wise for Thousand Suns, whilst they were kind of quite broken, they were kind of overshadowed by Death Guard at the time. Oh, he's working. Oh, he's working. He's working. Oh, I didn't know if this was going to work or not. Oh, let's go. Yo! You got live voting on screen. Oh, chat, I got it to fucking work by accident. Let's go. Let's go. So, like, the rules-wise, they were kind of overshadowed by Death Guard at the time, because Death Guard were extremely strong. However, what it did do was take Thousand Suns, which were quite nerfed at the time, but made them really interesting because it gave them a psychic phase. If I don't know if you remember, but beforehand, they didn't have a psychic phase. They just had points that they added up and then just cast spells. And then by casting spells, I mean, they just triggered them. Whereas it actually added psychic phases to the Thousand Suns army. It made you actually do psychic tests. Magnus gets +2. Everyone else just gets nothing unless you're like near a vortex beast. It like added like a really cool mechanic to the game. However, it also slowed the game down because your opponent has a psychic phase and you not the Thousand Suns player, has to sit and watch, which is pretty cringe. But I think overall is like a mechanic. I think the mechanic of it was quite good, or is quite good. It's been nerfed a lot now, but I think overall Thousand Suns, whilst they didn't get a lot of models, I think the models really hold them back. I think they're a pretty good release, personally. They also didn't lose much notable to Legends. That's also very true. That's also very true. They didn't lose anything. Most units actually became quite viable. There's like a couple of characters that are a bit hit and miss, but every unit is fairly viable. They're a bit hit and miss, but like Mutilith Vortex Beasts suddenly became quite interesting. They were a bit mediocre before, a bit random, but they actually became quite good. And I think, like, whilst it was an old fantasy model that's kind of been dragged out to be a Thousand Suns model, I think it kind of captures Thousand Suns really well, with, like, chaotic demon ship stuff. Like, the tanks are pretty decent. Like, the Forge Fiends and Mauler Fiends are okay. Like, Terminators are really quite good. Infantry are quite good. A lot of the characters are quite cool. So I think, yeah, I think it was a pretty alright release, you know? It wasn't, like, insane. It wasn't insane. They got a single unit that people didn't care about, which kind of, I think, if the model release was a lot better, I think they would be a lot higher. You know, I think they'd be a lot higher, but because of that, I think that's holding them back. So, I think B's probably pretty legit, to be honest. 57% said B. So if you are watching live chat, you can vote and decide what rank it goes in. So, yeah, shout out to Thousand Suns. You're going in B. I mean, it's all right. It was all right. It was all right, to be honest. So, shout out to Thousand Suns. Mediocre as a release, really. But, like, I think it's all right is pretty high, you know? Rules-wise, A, yeah. If we're talking about strength of a Codex releasing, then, yeah, it's A, S tier even. But, like, as a release, it's pretty good. What about AdMech? I'm going to do this quickly now. Like, how good was, and I'll copy and paste that. AdMech now. So, AdMech were actually quite a while ago. They were one of the first codexes to release. They got the weirdest release, definitely. If you remember, they got the Sidonian Scatros as a release. Oh, I just realized the poll's over the top. This is the model they got for this edition. They got one model. Lanky boy. They didn't get anything else. This is all they got. Now, again, they didn't get anything released. Any legend models or anything like that, because they are quite a new faction, don't get me wrong. But they released exclusively Stiltsman. You know? which is still one of the shittest model releases. It's like kind of like the Sekitar robots, but probably even less popular. It's just a really strange model. Really, really strange model. Okay. Now, in terms of like rules, the rules were really bad. The rules were so bad. They did not function whatsoever. They did not have any strength. They did not have any really good synergy. They have had multiple rewrites, really. Almost every single unit is mentioned in the balanced data slate as it stands today. It's pretty poor. So I think anything higher than C, which hasn't been voted for once, anything higher than C is a crime, because I think that's where it belongs. C for crime. They should have given folks their Codex money back. I think, yeah, like, Admech is like a Codex. Ironically, it's been rewritten twice. It was rewritten in 9th and 10th. How can anyone really know how the Admech Codex is when no one can afford to play them? Mikey, you're making me want to start an Admech army. No, please don't look at this and go, I would like to start an Admech army. Mikey, if you're a newer player, you wouldn't have any clue about the new rules. No, if you're a newer player, you'd have no idea. But I think Admech as a release was the worst release we've ever had. In terms of, like, the longevity of it is bad, you know? The longevity is just bad. It doesn't make sense as a codex. All of it's been rewritten. The model that got released with it was awful. I mean, some people like it. I didn't think it was crazy. I didn't dislike it. I just didn't like anything about it. I was just like, it's just a Skitari guy with long legs, you know. But it's just such a weird release, such a weird codex. It just, like I said, it doesn't function. It had to get rewritten. So yeah, anything above the biggest piece of dog shit army is crazy. Let's not forget the like £2,000 Dragoon list. Yeah, the Dragoon list was like the list that came out of it. It was like one of the only functioning units in the army. And because the points are so cheap, it was like £2,000 on 40 models or something. It was like the only way to run Admech is to run £2,000 worth of Dragoons, which is the bipedal walkers. God, what an awful, awful army, dude. I think C tier is pretty accurate. Well done, chap. It's the biggest piece of dog shit. So many videos of the Stiltman actually wobbling. Yeah, it's just literally what we played it. I think this is when we were still getting support from Games Workshop. And yeah, we did new codexes against each other. And we had like close-ups.
That would be very funny.
That would be horrible.
Because Tom put it on top of a big building.
Currently. You need a few more later on, yeah?
And it was like, is it here it wobbles right at the beginning? Sorry, I don't want to watch my own video anyway. You know what I mean?
That we have today, I'm running the
look at the state of it.
Maniple Explorer.
Look at the state of it.
Yeah, that's true. Exploration
trying to find the close-up.
Position at any cost. I select an objective, and I reroll wounds rolls of 1 on that if I'm on it or my opponent.
I know there's like quite a lot of close-ups of it because it looked cool, but
stand on those objectives. Now I'm excited today. I've got a lot of varied units, a lot of stuff that to see how it's going to be.
Mind. Don't love Tom. Miss Tom. Hope he's doing well. I haven't seen anyone play Admech in person nearly all of 10. I've played against Tom, but other than that, it was only like converted armies, which are not Admech models. Alright, so I think you did well on that one, chat. We've got another one. Eldari. Eldar now. So Eldar, prior to getting a codex, they were fairly popular. They'd been really popular early 10th. And then they weren't popular because they got nerfed quite a few times. But right up until the Eldar came out, like right before they came out, they weren't as popular again. They kind of been like nerfed nerfed like to the ground a little bit. But then they came out, and God, they came out with so much. They came out with so much. Eldar got so many new models. I'm trying to find the Warcom article. Just like as an example. Just as like an example. They got this guy. Lycus. They got fucking new swooping hawks. They got new fire dragons. They got new Azaman. They got new warp spiders. They got new what else did they got? New Fuegan. They got so many new models, you know, and so many new characters. And the only thing they lost to was Karandras going to Legends, you know. They had, yeah, like, they had, like, an equivalent to these days. They had the equivalent of a new army launch, you know what I mean? In terms of, like, model release. They had so much. And then they were extremely strong. They were really, really good at the time as well. Which is obviously just added to how good of a release this was. They had... Did they have a new Autark? Did they have a new Autark as well? I'm like sure they did. Yeah, they had Azaman, which looked beast. They had all the fire dragons. They had Fuegan. They had... Lycus, a new character, brand new, not just like a re-release. Then they had the warp spiders. They had Baharoth. They had the new swooping hawks. Oh my god, what a you forget just how much they had released. And again, the rules were really good. I think they were strong. I don't think they were like broken initially. I think people have figured them out to become broken. I don't think they were broken initially. They also had 8 detachments in a new codex, which is extremely high. Alt out was midnight. Oh, my apologies. So they had they had 8 detachments, which was extremely, extremely high. They did take 9 mods fixing Nari. Yeah, Nari were pretty busted, let's not lie. Yeah, most of their detachments are really viable. Like pretty much all of the all but like 2 of the detachments are pretty strong. I think Eldar, I think you guys are right as well. Like some people of you said it's pretty good as A. So a lot of you said S. I think Eldar as a release for 40k was one of the perfect. Loads of new models, loads and loads of new models. A wide-ranging book, you know. It even had like drukhari in the codex. It was pretty full up codex. Let's not kid ourselves. It had Harlequins in there. Harlequins have kind of like been left by the wayside a little bit, but like as Eldar as a whole, loads of new models, loads of cool rules, all pretty viable, all pretty strong. It was literally the perfect release. I don't think they could have made it any better barring releasing Karandras and sucking your dick every time you bought a codex, you know? Like, what else? What else could it have been, you know? What else could they have done with this codex, really? Except for literally, like, you know. I've said it once already, I'll say it again. There's nothing else they could have done with this release. It was perfect. It was the perfect release. So, shout out to Eldar, the goated release of 10th edition. So it could have been better. I mean, it could always be better. You know? You could have won a boat every time you bought one. Alright, next up. A fun one. Also, chat, I hope you're enjoying this little segment. I'm having a great time. We've got a fun one now, chat. It's time for Imperial Agents. How good was the Imperial Agents release? Now, the Imperial Agents, arguably a Codex, but arguably not a Codex. Now, in terms of like model release, in terms of model release, this was it. The most disliked model release of the entire edition. It was pretty bad. It was definitely wrong trousers, you know what I mean? It was definitely wrong trousers there. Now, interestingly, with Imperial Agents, is they actually launched it with not one, not two, but 3 different box sets. There was one with courtiers, 2 kill teams, a Colexus, a Chimera, the Vindictor, 5 Grey Knights in a box. They also did this one, which had sisters, an Inquisitor, 1 kill team, some RBTs, and an Immolator. And then the other one. Where's the third one? They did one more. There it is. Ordo Xenos. Where they did the Deathwatch. Because don't forget, this is the book that killed Deathwatch for 3 months. They put the flyer in there. They put a navigator. They put Draxus. And then they put a kill team and rogue traders in a box. So a pretty wild release, because it not only killed a faction, but they were launched and they killed a very, you know, a very highly revered character into this god-awful shit. But they killed Deathwatch and then launched it with 3 boxes, which is, I don't think it's ever been done before. Because Imperial Agents is just the smash of what can we find on this shelf that's not selling very well and bang it all into here. Yeah, they also sent loads and loads of units to Legends, and essentially what happened here is everybody who was running a single Colexus Assassin or Calidus Assassin in their army as an ally, by the books, had to spend £35 plus, because it's not £35 anymore. They had to spend £35 plus to get a Codex code so they could run a single 100-point model in their army and have access to the rules. This was a shit release. This was so bad. I'm already going to put it here. Imperial Agent should have never been a release. Imperial Agent should never have been a Codex. Imperial Agent should have always been always been a fucking free index. It was awful, and Chat agrees. Who clicked S tier? Who the hell clicked S tier? 4 of you, I see you. I see you. Who clicked A? And who said it's alright? What's wrong with you? Do you have eyes? We knew our pollen options. Sadly, YouTube only lets me do 4 at a time. Otherwise, yeah, that'd be sick. I can't see you voted, so well done. Literally made every Imperial faction better. Technically, yeah, you are right, Madmouth. People that feel no shame in adult diapers. They replaced their eyes with Calidus models. They couldn't afford eye surgery, so they just put an Imperial Agents book on their face and said, these will do. This is my new eyes. So yeah, Imperial Agents, the worst release. By God. Honestly, the worst release ever. So, pretty poo. So, C tier, Imperial Agents, at the bottom of the tier, it's the biggest piece of dog shit. Literally made every Imperial player 37 quid poorer, but we can take Sisters of Battle in our armies now. They were literally just like, what can we put in this codex to make it so more people want to buy it? Yeah, we'll put Grey Knights in there. Everyone already knows the Calidus Assassin rules. You don't need access to the app, let's be honest. But it's like, oh, I can take Sisters of Battle in my Imperial army as an ally. Yeah, I'll buy a codex. Alright, okay, so here we are. With four factions in. Number 5, we're going to get... You know what? We're going to move this one out of the way. I want to save this one a little bit because I don't want to do a big hitter straight away. I want to save the big hitter. You know, maybe we'll put it here. We'll put it there. Is that right, chat? Is that right? I'm going to put it moving down a little bit. Oh, sorry. I don't want to do the new army first. I want to save it. Alright, chat. Next up, Black Templars. Now, Black Templars are, like, actually relatively recent. They're actually one of the latest ones. Did they get a new model? Did Black Templars get a new model? Oh, they got the Ancient. They got the Ancient and the Execrator. Of course, they did get new models. I mean, the banner's pretty nice. The Execrator is... There's like a weird chaplain, you know? It's just like a weird chaplain, you know what I mean? The Excreta, yeah. So model release was okay. 2 nice characters. I'm afraid a lot of releases are just going to be based on the characters, to be honest. They only got 2 characters. They also got a codex, but it's a codex supplement because it was tied to the Space Marine release. It's tied to the Space Marine codex, sorry. They are strong. They are strong, but they didn't, like, make a huge splash. You know? I don't think they made, like, a huge splash. I don't think it was like, oh my god, Templars look insane. I've already forgot what they had. You know what I mean? I already forgot what they had released. Well, the rules were fine. You know? The rules were fine. I don't think they made, like, a huge splash. I don't think people who didn't play Templars now play Templars because of the release. I don't think it's, like, gone, oh, there's so many more Black Templar players on the market now. I think it's just, they're there. They're stronger than they were. The Repulsor Executioner now, the Black Templar Repulsor Executioner, arguably one of the best units in the game. Or high up there. Definitely high up in terms of rules. And they function differently to Space Marines now, which is kind of fun. You know, they're Space Marines but different, you know. But I don't think they were, like, crazy. Were they a better release than Thousand Suns? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think so. I think they were, like, on there with Thousand Suns. The models were fine. The models were fine. The rules were fine, you know. I put them in S because they've done well in the comp scene. They have kind of made a splash. Maybe, I think Thousand Suns probably were better released. It's just the models were a bit poo. Now the fun one, chat. I'm running so many polls tonight. You choose to be like, what are you doing, bro? The fun one. Blood Angels. Now, if we compared it to exclusively everything else that's been on the list, this is an S tier release. Because they had so many new models. they had so many new models. However, a lot of those models were just spacemarine models painted black. They got a pretty cool army set. It was a fairly good value one, but it was 10 intercessors, assault intercessors, 10 jump pack intercessors, a brutalis, and then 2 new characters, you know. And it was upgrade sprues. They weren't new models. There were a lot of models that people already had, but with upgrade sprues to make them Death Company, you know. But this wasn't the only release, because they also had, a few months later, the one and only Sanguinary Guard. They had the nippleless Sanguinary Guard. They had the Squidward meme Sanguinar. So they had quite a large refresh. The book, pretty good. The detachments, all pretty fun. All very thematic. All pretty good. But they had the Sanguinar with the chin. They had the Sanguinary Guard, which had no wings and were pretty poor. And then they had Death Company, which were just repainted assault intercessors. So in terms of like model release, absolutely abysmal in terms of like hype, but they had loads. So Blood Angels, I'm like extremely torn because the rules were cool. These 2 characters, absolutely gorgeous. The new Lamartes, absolutely sick. The new Astartes, beautiful. Tycho did get removed this edition. The Sanguinary Priest with Jump Pack got removed. We got the new Sanguinary Priest model as well. That's another one that got released. Gabriel Seth went as well. But I think the big issue is this. Is like, this is just a Brutalis Dreadnought. It's not anything special. This release made Archie's Forge thousands. Yeah, this is the release that made all of those 3D printing companies that make upgrade parts absolutely just fucking balloon in size. They had so much. I didn't put release, but I'm sure I put Blood Angels release. They got a new captain. Holy shit, they got a new captain as well. They got a new Sanguinary Priest. A new captain. And they got all of the other characters. The box. They actually got so much. Peppleside got so much traffic. Yeah. They got rid of the... They did get rid of the Dreadnoughts. Yeah, they got rid of like the Death Company Dreadnought, the Furioso Dreadnought, the Librarian Dreadnought. So I think... Are we saying it's approved? Are we saying Blood Angels is actually a good release? Is that what chat's saying? They got a lot of models, but they weren't crazy. People weren't crazy about the models. Their rules were good. Yeah, Blood Angels, the Liberator Assault Group, it's really good. It led to Bloodless Angels, where people were running Blood Angels with no Blood Angels to get +1 to wound with Oath of Moment. But they also have the Angelic Inheritors, which is a great detachment, which is obviously like, I know, Grotmas, but it's still part of the Codex. They had the Death Company detachment, which was okay. Then they had the Sanguinary Guard one, which was a bit funky. So Blood Angels, everyone's saying they actually love this new Sanguinar. Hey, approved. Sanguinar, best release ever? Now, that ironically, that one's quite split. That one's actually quite split, so... It's a lot of A, but it was definitely split. It was a split vote, you know? Like English politics. Right, next one, chat. Chaos Knights. Chaos Knights next. Again, a fairly recent release. The old Chaos Knights. They got one new model. They got the Ruinator. That was it. Just the Knight Ruinator. Another knight with a different weapon. The same chassis. They didn't get anything else. You know. I mean, it's quite cool. I quite like the model. I think the model looks quite cool. He's got like a melter cannon thing. Melter flamer cannon thing. And a big drill claw. His rolls are pretty decent. But this is also the codex that led to the drop in toughness for Imperial Knights. And also led to the Imperial Knights being broken. Because the Imperial Knights got points drops. And then and then got like more wounds. And they lost the point in toughness. But then Knights became extremely strong. But it did stop War Dog spam, because the only other way to play Chaos Knights before this codex was War Dog spam. Now Chaos Knights have quite a few ways to play, which is quite fun. They have multiple detachments, none of them including War Dogs, really. And it's like, it's just not, it made a bit of a splash when it came out, but then it was overshadowed by Imperial Knights, you know what I mean? But all they did was add an arm. Add like one little sprue. And now it builds every knight. You know what I mean? I don't think we'll ever see a new knight kit. I think we'll just keep seeing new weapon upgrades for them. Until there are 19 different kits for each model. each one you want to build, you've actually got to buy 4 boxes of Imperial Knights to build one. So, because I think model release is just like an upgrade sprue, right? But I've got to buy a whole of the model to be able to... It's not even that one. I thought that was it. You got to buy a whole of the model just to build it. But yeah, then when it came out, is that like they basically, the Chaos Knights came out, and the biggest thing that happened was Imperial Knights were extremely broken. Chaos Knights walked so Imperial Knights could run over the fucking competition. Great ally. Yeah, you do see a lot of Chaos Knights still. They're still relatively new because it wasn't that long ago that they actually started. They actually came out. They are still making a splash. They're still pretty strong. They are kind of in a better position than they were before, definitely, especially when running big knights. But this book led to the meta of 5 large Imperial Knights in armies rather than like 3 and then some little ones. It's just, it kind of completely changed how knights function on the table in terms of like actually being viable outside of one build. The only way to run any knight list before this codex was 14 War Dogs. Now you can run pretty much any variation of knights in both armies, and they're pretty functional, you know. So I think pretty good. I think A or B personally, but chat seems to think A or B. I think high A. I think they made a bigger splash than Thousand Suns, to be honest. So high B. So I think if I was going to do my bit, I'd put them there. I think I mean it's alright sounds bad. But like, I think like, it wasn't like as good as a Blood Angels release. But they did make a big splash in the meta, definitely. They kind of changed the meta up completely. So really, it should be A. They did kind of change the meta up completely because they were pretty just like 1 or 2 people ran Imperial Knights. They kind of like dominated the lower tables. People who played more casually didn't know how to deal with them, so they kind of got steamrolled by them. But they have kind of changed how the game runs, really, because you kind of need to prepare for big knights now. So in the meta-wise, they kind of made a big splash. Army-wise, they changed how their army builds, so there's actually multiple builds. But what they did do is also ruin the meta. When they're delayed, now Imperial Knights are delayed, Chaos Knights potentially delayed, but not as much as Imperial Knights. You know? The biggest thing that happened with Chaos Knights is they made Imperial Knights broken, really. So, not a great release. Not a perfect release. Okay, next up, chat, is Chaos Space Marines. It's a shame I can't copy and paste polls. It'd be so much easier. Next up was Chaos Space Marines. Now, Chaos Space Marines had a release, but they didn't have a great deal, I don't think. They got 2 new characters. Again, kind of similar to Black Templars. They had the Chaos Lord. And then they had the Chaos Lord with Jump Pack. Completely different model. But both very nice models. It also came with 2 box sets. The only way you could get the new boxes or the new characters were these boxes. There was one for these, and then one with the other one. It says like here, like I can't find it. Wait, there's another Chaos Lord. He comes in a whole separate army box. So they had 2 army boxes, not like Imperial Agents, which had 3, but they did have 2. And then they had this. Did this come out? I don't even remember this. What's this doing? What's this image doing? I don't know. Is this the right image? I don't think they did have anything else, did they? Is an adjacent AOS thing, but also for 40k. Don't remember seeing it, to be honest. So they got 2 new characters. They got 2 new battle forces, and they also got a pretty decent codex, a pretty exciting codex. It kind of forced you to just play chosen, maybe some possessed. But I think overall it was a pretty decent, like a decent release. It made a pretty good splash. The codex is pretty fun. It's not really changed. It's not been like extremely nerfed, but it's also never really been buffed either. They've kind of just like, they were probably like the median, sorry. They're like probably they had some really nice models come out, some really nice characters, but only characters. So it wasn't like, oh my god. But then, like, the codex wasn't, like, crazy. It was pretty good on release. But it's not like... The meta was dominated by Dark Commune for a little bit. You know? But they weren't, like, brand new. And then Forge Fiends got nerfed. Dark Commune got nerfed. And then it kind of, like, just chosen ever since. They've had good releases previously. Yeah, like 9th edition, they had a pretty good release. They had, like, all the, like, Obliterators, the Venom Crawler... new characters and stuff. They've had the kill team, which builds the Chaos Space Marines pretty nice. They've had the Night Lords kill team. I can't remember what it's called. The Night Lords kill team's pretty boss, pretty cool. But again, like, it's not like been insane. Vashtor came out in 9th, I think. Vashtor definitely came out in 9th. Because I played against him in like a preview game before 10 was out. A lot of people saying A. 47% of people saying A release. Which is surprising. People liked the Chaos Space Marine release more than the Chaos Knights one. I would have said B, but it was I think Chaos Space Marines, like I said, maybe pretty consistent. Maybe just like the median of all releases. Some nice models that people actually wanted. That's also, which is something I probably missed. It's like, it was models that people actually wanted compared to like the Chaos Knights. And then, yeah, like the rules are pretty good. So yeah, like low A, high B. You know? Probably a low A, I imagine. All right, Custodes. All right, Custodes, baby. Now, before this, Custodes were one of the most dominant art factions in the meta when everyone was running 3 bricks of 10 shield guard. But the Custodes release was fairly small. They had a box set, which, to be honest, most armies got a box set because what they did is a lot of 10th edition, I don't know if you remember, was FOMO boxes. You know, it has been a lot of FOMO. It's been a lot of, here's a box with 1 character in it, but you've got to spend £400 to actually buy it, you know. That's kind of been the going way of 10th edition. Obviously, we've seen with the Chaos Space Marines, prime example. Imperial Agents, prime example. Thousand Suns, prime example. Arguably Blood Angels, but they got a lot of separate releases. But for example, Chaos Space Marines, they got 2 Battle Foxes, 2 separate, both with 1 of the new characters in. So, but the only model that came out, albeit in a battle force, was a new Shield Captain, which is one of the worst Shield Captain models ever. One of the worst Custodian models ever. It looks so dinky. It's just a small guy. He got a melter on his spear. That's cool. But that's it. You know? And then in April 2024, they got Auric Champions, which is their release for 10th, along with their Codex. Again, just another £150 box to sell you 1 model. Feels like he's still using old scale. Yeah, it's very strange that he does stand quite tall and quite proud, but he's stood on a rock here as well. And then they, again, with the rules-wise, they were pretty good, but then they got nerfed instantly. And then you didn't really see them for ages. You still don't really see them now, you know. There was like Lines of the Emperor when that got released for Grotmers. Had a little splash, but then again, not seen since. I think that model was designed ages ago, but they forgot to put it out. Yeah, maybe. It was also just not needed because there's still so many ways. Every box builds a shield captain. They didn't need it. It added a melter gun for some reason. But you still don't even see it on the table. When's the last time you saw a shield captain with melter gun on the table? You know? So I think I agree. Depths Custodes, pretty poor release, to be honest. Not exciting. I think it was better than Admech and better than Imperial Agents. I think, yeah, pretty poor. 56% agree. It's pretty poo as a release. Those are low bars. They were low bars. All right. Let's do the big hitter. Because a couple of these we can rattle through. We'll do a few more, then we'll save the rest for Wednesday. Emperor's Children. Emperor's Children. This was a brand new faction. So this is kind of like a gimme. You know what I mean? I've not started the poll. Sorry, 1 second. I've not started the poll. 1 second. So Emperor's Children release had so much. They had so much released, you know. Because they're a brand new faction, which is understandable. They had a pretty cool box set, which if you watch a really good video by Hellstormwargaming, you can actually get way more out of it using Horus Heresy models, which is pretty beast. But they had the Champions of Slanesh box, which came with a whole bunch. You know, they got a nice codex. They also got a really big release after this as well. Because they got Fulgrim, which is, I think, a pretty beast demon Primarch. Not everyone's favourite because they did reveal the Forge World one like 3 months earlier. Oh no, a month earlier, sorry, because it got announced on Christmas Day. And then the month before that, at Adepticon or something, or not Adepticon, Nova or something, they announced the Forge World one. But compared to the 40k ones in plastic, it's pretty nice. They also had Lucius, which is so sick. They had the characters, which are all gorgeous. You know? They had the Cacophonist. They had the Noise Marines, which are desperately needed a release. And I think they actually nailed the Noise Marine redesign. I think they look really cool. They're really, like, really modernized, but they still look the part, if that makes sense. They had the Flawless Blades, which is so cool. They had these guys, Tormentors and Infractors, which were just Space Marines, but slash. And then they had the box set. However, chat, there's a lot of problems with this release. One, if you don't like the models, that's fine. I think they're personally, I personally think they're really beast. One, the big problem with the release is you still can't buy him, really. You still can't buy the Lord Cacophonist or Lord Out of Stockinist. You couldn't buy Lucius the Eternally Out of Stock for a long time, because obviously it's a brand new army and it's quite popular. So a lot of people were quite hyped about buying into Emperor's Children, but don't forget about all the drama where people didn't like, well, are annoyed about the fact that you couldn't get an Emperor's Children Predator, an Emperor's Children Vindicator, an Emperor's Children Defiler. Now, was that to do with SEO and internet searches? Potentially. But, like, the Emperor's Children army as a whole, whilst it's a brand new army, and it's expected that it's not going to have a load of units, because what they like to do is go, here's an army, and then 3 years later, here's the same army with more releases. The range is way too small, and it only reused a couple of Chaos Space Marine units, like the Terminators, the Spawn, and the Demon Prince, and then like Rhinos and Land Raiders, and then like the Molder feed, but not the Forge feed, which is always weird. But like no battle tanks whatsoever. Again, just Rhinos and Land Raiders is pretty much it. It's such an anemic release compared to others. Like even when Votann came out, they weren't much to it. But they still felt like an army. There was no Sonic Hellbrute, no Sonic weapons for the Hellbrute, no Sonic Dreadnought. It's an absolute travesty. There's no bikes, no bikes. I know they're an older kit, but still. And I think the only thing that made this like playable was the fact that they had Winged Demon Princes, which they gave an absolutely insanely broken rule and made them playable again. But like, there's no list variety, and then they came out and they were pretty cool at the time, but then they kind of just like got nerfed out of oblivion because the points are up, because the only build was double Demon Prince, double Noise Marines, and then as soon as you nerf them, there's nothing else you can do with them because they don't have enough units to play with. So like, models, insanely cool. But then, like, as an army, when they came out, really mediocre. really, really mediocre. Yeah, they didn't have access to any cultists. Again, no Vindicators, no Predators, no Defilers, no battle tanks or battle units, you know. Just, like, support units, essentially. So, it's only just... Well, it's actually a draw. B or A. The perfect middling release where Chaos Space Marines that had 2 characters... might outdo the Emperor's Children that had a whole other army just because they can't take Vindicators. Need you to play your executive decision to veto the chat on this because A is far too high for all the reasons you're listing. Yeah, I think if it's A, it's got to be the bottom of A. because the army is shit. As like a release, it's shit. But the models are really nice. And I think all of the models that released really capture Emperor's Children. And they really feel like Emperor's Children. Even if they are just kind of like, a lot of them are just Space Marines with like Emperor's Children bits on. But all the characters are really cool. Fulgrim is a cool model. If his base is a little big, so you actually never see him on the tabletop. It's a draw. So I'm going to go high B. It was alright. The models are cool. I might move it up to low A. But like, it was pretty lackluster. Like, you don't see it. You don't see them anymore. No low A. Maybe more people should have voted. Is a codex? It shouldn't be a codex with how few things that is in there. Yeah, Emperor's Children felt like a codex supplement. I play them. Yo, that's just you. Maybe they should be here. I mean, Imperial Knights have had a larger impact on rules-wise, you know. A lot of people are unhappy, but we... Oh, okay. So the vote when ended, it now says 34% A, rather than 33. So we'll put it in low A. It now says 34% A, 33% B, after the final vote. It's high C. That is wild. Emperor's Children is not the biggest piece of dog shit. It's low A. It ain't going any higher. The S vote should pull it up to A. There was quite a few S votes, to be fair. Yeah, you're right. There's quite a lot of people said it was an S tier release. Is it ranking the codex or release? Both. We're ranking every codex release. The models are nice. And it led to my 150,000 view, or no, sorry, 350,000 view Demon Prince conversion. So, I am actually an Emperor's Children player. Where is she? She's over there. You can't see her. Alright, chat. The next one. Chaos Demons. They aren't getting a codex. They aren't getting a codex, bro. That's it. They've been legends. Andy plays them. Now here's your D tier. That's true. How do you add a tier? Pretty shit codex release, not gonna lie. This was the year that Games Workshop said all your Chaos Demons are ally. Actually, no, Deathwatch got released. So now we'll leave the index because that's really cool. We'll leave the index, but give them a really quickly wrote Shadow Legion rule to pretend that we're not going to get rid of them. Year of Chaos. Say it again. Year of Chaos. They accidentally binned off Karanak as well, don't forget. I'm going to take over that one and say Demons were the worst Codex release this year. This edition. They were worse than Agents. Alright, we'll do one more, then we'll save the rest for Wednesday. How's that sound? That'll go play some Pokemon. Dank Angels. Dank Angels. Alright, Dank Angels, everybody. So Dark Angels got Inner Circle companions. They also got Deathwing. New Deathwing Knights and Deathwing Terminators, i.e. an upgrade sprue. Ironically, they didn't get as much hate as Blood Angels, but they did only get an upgrade sprue. But they got Asmodai. Oh, I forgot about Asmodai. Mr. Smoke Boy. They got Belial. They got Inner Circle companions. Deathwing. Oh. Now these are some Terminators, you know what I mean? These are some Terminators, definitely. They got an upgrade kit. And then they got a mediocre combat patrol. And they got in the box set, which this was the post-release, this was later on. In that box set, because again, it was a box set to get the new models. It was a lot of... God, I forgot a lot of 10th edition was get the book early in a box set. You know what I mean? It was like, here's a box set that's got the Codex in early, and you can have it early, and you can buy the models early, but then you can't use them in tournaments for 3 weeks. I forgot that we did that. This one, which was 5 Deathwing Knights, 2 boxes of 5 Terminators, which they're re-releasing in another box set. And then Belial. But you get the Codex early, at least. Remember when Dark Angels came out and we were like, oh, that's a nice one specific chapter, not knowing it was the precursor edition full of Marine releases for specific chapters. The other Codex thing was midway through 9th. Yeah, but it was like every 40k release. I forgot how much it was. It was like, here's box set with Codex and some models, and then release the models later. You know? As a northerner, just sounds like you're saying Belle Isle. That's what I'm saying. Belle Isle. So, but they also got Encircle Companions. They got Asmodai, you know. They didn't get... The only Raven Wing thing they got was this for the back of one Outrider. That is the only Raven Wing kit they got, is this wing. It was out a week later. Out of date a week later. Well, the Codex... Was it? But I think Dark Angels had a really good release. I think rules-wise, they were pretty decent. They were pretty okay. They weren't crazy. Again, made a bit of a splash early on because people tried them out, but they weren't, like, insane. But nice models, good Codex, you know? Chat seems to think S tier. Again, it's close. A and S tier. Dark Angels ran so fairies could sprint. Yeah, spoilers alert. The Space one was pretty sick. Yeah, and don't forget, this led to Gamak getting sued because he made a not Belial. Can't even remember the Codex rules. They had the Deathwing. They got turn 1 Deep Strike with Terminators. And then they got... which was so good, they re-released it. So it's A tier. I think high A. I think the release was better than Blood Angels. You know, like, Blood Angels had a bit more of a splash in the meta. Dark Angels weren't as huge of a splash, but the model release was much better. Even though half of it was also upgrade sprue, because they released Deathwing Terminators, but that was just a plasma cannon and upgrade sprue. Terminators can deep strike now. Yeah, they can deep strike turn 1. So yeah, so Terminators came out and they were like just an upgrade sprue because they call them Deathwing Terminators, but they can take a plasma cannon. But they had the Deathwing Knights, which are really cool, and all of the characters, which are really cool, like Belial, like I said, and Asmodai, for example. So I think they were pretty sick. Pretty good release. Had some nice upgrade sprues. I had some nice heads in the upgrade sprues. Some female, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to get through all of them tonight unless you go on to like midnight chat. Oh, we've not had a member for like 2 hours. Not 2 hours, an hour ago. So Lion is the best overall. Best Loyalist Primarch. Magnus is the best overall. Magnus is pretty big. Magnus was the first one as well, weren't he? He was the first Primarch to come back. I reckon we should do the draw. The draw's not until it comes out. The draw's going to be when I've got it in hand. The first Monday, so in about 2 weeks. Paul! Thank you for the gifted, dude. Yeah, it's not today, don't worry. Don't worry, the giveaway is not today. It's when we've got it in hand. So it's like the rest of this month. Someone asked if they missed the draw. Oh, no, they haven't. Pre-order's next Saturday, then 2 weeks. Yeah, so it's going to be like... It's going to be like my last stream before I go, like the 10th of November. But everyone's in, don't worry. I've got everyone wrote down. It's delayed like a GW release schedule. No, so we're going to do the giveaway. Sorry, I said it at the start of the stream, but I appreciate it's a 2-hour live stream. We're doing the giveaway when it's in hand. I don't want to give away something I've not got. But all of this month, everyone who's gifting is in the giveaway. You know? We're at 110 entries right now. So if you'd like to support the channel, you can. And you'll keep being added. What's it for? We're giving away Crux Terminatus. Not wanting to win an illegal lottery. It's not a legal lottery, is it? I'm just counting people's names. We're giving away Crux Terminatus box. So to anyone who's a member, I was giving a membership. So chat, we'll save this for Wednesday, I think. Because I think there's quite a lot to go through. There's still quite a lot to go through. And I don't want to be, like, going until midnight. This has been fun. I've enjoyed this, actually. Thanks, everyone, for being, like, super involved with it. Hopefully you've enjoyed, like, the poll. Rather than me just being like, I think this is good, I think this is bad. You're going to be so mad if they drop a rules update on Wednesday. Imagine. Are the new Assault Terminators getting an updated data sheet? I don't think they will. I don't think the new Assault Terminators will, but I think Marnius needs one. Do you not stream on Twitch anymore? No, I tried streaming on Twitch. But it wasn't worth it for like the extra bandwidth that I'm having to worry about. It's like it wasn't like converting people. It was just like a handful of people watching every week, but that was it. You know. Mikey won't be able to tell if they do because GD won't send the password to whatever PDF they send. Yeah, I don't have any updated rules or anything. I've noticed Tabletop Tactics haven't put like an updated, like they're not put out, they put like the schedule and they've put like, no, they haven't put like an Ultramarine battle report in, which they obviously would if they had it. So I don't know if people have been sent it. I haven't been sent anything. Don't expect anything from me on Saturday. Normally I like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But like, no, I've had nothing, so. Twitch is dead in general. Twitch isn't dead, but it's just like a really bad platform. You know? So I'm just like, yeah, I kind of tried it. I tried it all the end of... I tried it for like, what, 6 months or something? Dildo gaggings. Greetings from the Shire. Hello. I tried Twitch for like, yeah, like 6 months or so. Like, it was all through December last year, and then I tried it for like 4 or 5 months this year. Just not worth the effort. And then all the TwitchCon drama. Well, I call it drama. I shouldn't call it drama. All the TwitchCon stuff with failed security and sexual assault of one of their biggest creators because they didn't have enough security. Just makes me think it's an even worse platform they already did. I would try Kick. No, because Kick's full of like racists and gambling, and I'm not about that. You know. I think I'll just stick to YouTube. It's been pretty consistent for me. What's Norska box? I've never heard of it. Oh, the new one. I thought about a stream thing. I was like, what are you on about? The new Warriors of Chaos. Yeah, the new Warriors of Chaos looks mint. Speaking of racist gambling, what happened to the marble races? Yeah, illegal lotteries. Yeah, they've actually released some new old world models. These aren't just a refresh. These look really good, to be fair. It's funny that they kind of did Dark Oath, or Dark Oath, and then everyone bought them for Old World because the old Marauders were shit, and now they've actually released new Marauders. Yeah, these are actually new models. These aren't like a rehash or anything old. 50 new miniatures, 40 Chaos Marauders, and 10 Marauder Horsemen. These are all brand new. They look like Lord of the Rings models. They look like Total War, which is probably what they were going for. These are just really nice, like, you know, Vikingus, Northern Wasteland miniatures. But they look good. They do look good. But yeah, these are all brand new. They're coming out in a box set. This is the new release for the Arcane Journal. And they're coming out in a box. Like I said, like 40 Marauders and 10 Horsemen. Because the old one... Oh, can't just search Chaos Marauders anymore. This is what they were selling. £54 for 20. Or maybe more. 32. £54 for this. Awful. Stick them in C tier. It's the biggest big dad shit. But everyone was just using their Dark Oath stuff. Because these are actually nice. But these ain't your Northern Wasteland Warriors because they're hardly wearing anything. But they look cool. This is what I would use for Marauders. Stick them on square bases, but they don't rank up very well. They're the Catachans of fantasy. Yeah, big time. So. But yeah, this box set was just This box set was just Chaos Marauders. There's a Demon Prince, there's 5 Horsemen, a spare one, and then 20 Marauders. These are for Slaves for Darkness. Yeah. There's Dark Oath. That's what Dark Oath are. Anyway, if you've enjoyed our stream today, I appreciate you. If you would like to buy any Warhammer, I appreciate you. You can use !Outpost in chat. Shout out to Dunra that's been added to our list. 111. 111 entrants so far to our list. I'll be back on Wednesday to finish this tier list. I think it's been fun. I'd rather do it properly than try and rush through in the last hour. I'd rather sit and do it properly rather than trying to rush it. So Wednesday we'll do that. And then Friday, chat. Friday, it's Gundam Day. Okay. So Friday, we're going to be opening Gundam packs. Okay. Because the brand new set comes out Friday. But to make it interesting, everyone who wants to support the channel and super chat and become members, every 10 members, we're going to cut a pack in half and then look what's inside. There's a few cards that are worth up to £1,000, if not more, on Friday evening. And, yeah, every 10 members, I'm not going to do it with clippers, I'm going to do it with a pair of scissors. We're going to cut a pack straight in half. So it's going to be a fun one. I've got a whole box to go through. 24 packs. We're hunting for some very special cards. And I'm just waiting for someone to gift 10. And then I fucking cut a £1,000 card in half. So I'll be putting an overlay together so you can see all like the values of the cards we're looking for. Please know, it's happening this Friday. And what's even funnier, chat, is that it's really hard to get hold of this box, these new boxes, these new cards. There's not enough. They've been underprinted. So people are going to be so mad. People are going to be so mad because the boxes are sold out everywhere. No one can get hold of them. And I'm going to be sat there with a big pack of scissors, a big pair of scissors going, whoopsie. So it should be sick. It should be sick. So that's the plan for Friday evening at 7, our usual time. We'll be cutting packs open. Opening packs, finding cool cards, and maybe cutting them in half. You know? Bandai will never invite me to anything again because they're like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Everyone's so mad now, look at you. But there's people in my local club that have been able to get 0 packs, never mind boxes. Encouraging donations for a battle force in a month where you're also doing a stream involving cutting packs if you get donations is bold. Yeah, it's like a win-win. You can watch me cut cards in half and cry and also win Terminators. I mean, that's pretty funny. Not funny if you cut 1k of cards in half. Could be the first pack, you know what I mean? I open the box, someone gives 10, first pack, £1,000 cut in half. That's pretty funny. That'll be pretty funny. I'll be devastated. I will actually be devastated. But there's 2 cards that I'm desperate for. There's 2 cards, and this is one of them. This is when it releases, this is going to be worth about £1,000. The reason being, it comes one in 2 cases, which is 2 boxes of 12 boxes. So to buy that retail, bear in mind boxes are 115 each, times 24, you do the maths. One of these per that. So like 2.5, 3 grand. So this one card becomes worth like £1,000. There's someone with no appreciation for cards. I'd say, where's my credit card? Yeah. So there's this one and there's one other one. The Barbatos. I don't know if they might have shown it off. I don't think they've done a video for the Barbatos. Oh, they have. This is the other one that'll be worth a similar amount. There's 2. one of those is expected to land in 2 cases. And outside of that, there's loads of other cards. There's guaranteed every box, 2 in every box, some alternate arts, which are worth about, on release, probably 100, 200 quid. But these are the chase cards. This is the Charizard of the set, you know what I mean? This one and the other one I've just showed you. This is the Shadowless Charizard of the set. There's loads of alts though. This is like an alt. This is probably worth about 80 quid. We don't know yet because they're not out yet. There's also this one, which is about 150 quid. This is a resource, C++. So this is the G-Quux. That's why it's so fancy as well. This is like the poster boy of the box. Charizard, I sleep. Well, you know, I'm trying to, like, for people who don't know, I'm trying to make them understand, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make them realise just what we're fucking with. There's guaranteed one of these per box. These are worth about 15, 20 quid each as well, because they're all shiny. And then obviously this one has a C. These are C pluses, so they're shiny. But then C++, which is the fancier one. So that's the plan Friday. So I'll be doing that, and then yeah. So finish the stream, finish the tier list on Wednesday, and then Friday we'll do the big Gundam box. So as I said, I'm going to get mine Friday morning. They're going to be like whispering to me all day, and I'm going to be like Anakin. You know what I mean? The voice has taken over. It's going to be great. You're going to see me and I'll be like, guys, I already opened them, sorry. I'll draw one card at a time. Every 10 members, I'll cut it in half. It's all just my commons. Time to get set of scales so you can weigh the packs for shinies. Yeah. Someone did that. They bought a booster box for me because I couldn't... not a booster box. A booster deck. What are they called? Just a starter deck, sorry. And they were like, I weighed both to make sure they were same, because if you got the God deck, because every pack could be a God pack as well. There's a slim chance that every card in a pack is a shiny. Same with starter decks. So they could just be a whole pack that's just full of foil. He was like, I weighed both starter decks to make sure they weighed the same, to make sure you didn't get a God deck, and I didn't. Anyway, that's the plan this week. It's going to be a good time. Thank you so much for all the members. Anyone who supported the channel, really appreciate you. You've been added to the giveaway. So thank you. Appreciate you. And hopefully I'll catch you Wednesday to finish the stream. We'll finish the tier list. And then Friday, we're cutting Gundam packs open. All in half. Great time. Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate you. Have a lovely time, and I'll catch you next time.